The devil likes to feed off those who are in comfort or who are blinded simply because they don't see. If you are distracted by things that are keeping you inconsistent, the devil wants to distract you. And he calls those drifters. So don't be a drifter. So the whole point to outwit the devil is for you to persevere and focus on what your true self is. That's focusing on your true purpose, your true meaning. And that is having faith in God, having love for yourself, keeping yourself accountable. This is our fundamentals class.
Nice.
A lot of people here is kind of where they start, and this is kind of where people usually it's their first class, right? And you want to learn something new,
Right.
But this is where all the fundamentals start.
Right, like
Right.
the beginner level.
Yes, right.
Okay.
And so the expectations that we have with students is that if you are a little bit more experienced, you're going to want to learn how to coach.
Right.
Because when you learn how to coach, when you learn how to hold, you become a better fighter.
You become a better fighter.
Right.
Hey man, I see a lot of fighters in here. I walked in, the energy is correct.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with strike, move, lift.
That's right.
Why that name?
Why that name? I actually got that name because there was another handle that was similar to it.
Okay.
But it was more focused around nutrition and food.
Okay.
It was like eat, lift, something, right?
Right.
But I liked how it had the three specifics. So, and I was like, how can I make that more about me and what I do? So I strike, I like to lift, right? And of course we move, right?
You gotta move.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
strike, move, lift, right? So all those three things I do, I specialize in, and it just makes sense.
And when did you kind of start this journey of striking, moving, and
Oh
lifting?
man, it's been a long time, you know.
Okay.
Like martial arts has started since I was a kid. That's from inception. And of course, like all of us as young men, we started lifting when we were like 16 to 18, right?
Right around there.
University, lifting with the homies, trying to learn how to gain muscle. When I started coaching was around when I was 25.
Before you get
Yeah.
to coaching, who put you on to martial arts?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Oh damn, how was that?
Yeah, so my dad's a third-degree black belt in Sikran and Taekwondo.
Oh dope.
And he sparked my love for martial. It's all his fault.
It's all ups, it's all your fault.
It's all his fault. And I grew up watching like Bruce Lee, Jet Li, all the classics, all the movies, right? And it's funny, like growing up. In school, people play soccer, some people play volleyball,
Right.
some people play basketball and stuff.
Right.
I'm the only Filipino that sucks at basketball, I'm telling you. But
Wait, so you didn't play any sports?
I mean, I did, don't get me wrong, right?
Okay.
Like I played sports, right?
Alright.
But at the end of the day, my number one love, striking, man.
Striking.
And it's crazy because like I was kind of an outcast in school. I couldn't really like fit in with everyone. Everyone was all playing basketball, and like I didn't really know much knowledge of sports,
Right.
but I knew about boxing, I knew about kickboxing, I knew about fighting.
Did you find that make you somewhat different?
Yeah, I was kind of a weird kid in school.
Describe weird.
I was odd, man. Like I was everyone's friend, but I wasn't tight with anyone, until like the only time where I really found my people for me at the time at such a young age was when I went to Taekwondo class or when I went to kickboxing school, right? Because I was just like, these are my like, and
That was your first sense of
community, yeah.
Right.
And it's just I felt like I belonged, man. It was just, and ever since then I was like, yeah,
This is it.
This is what yeah.
So we're in a cage, we're in your home. When you get into this cage, how do you feel? Like, what feelings come into play? Let's go back to when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Like the first time you stepped into a cage, how did you feel?
When I was a kid though, like man, just being in the ring,
In the ring?
man, it was
Right.
nerve-wracking. But I mean, like at that time, when you're young, you have this sense because you haven't learned humility yet, right?
Right.
And when you're young, you feel you're like indestructible.
No one can touch you.
Yeah, and man, like I was young and I was like, maybe I was like only like a yellow belt at the time, and man, I was winning medals and like it was just because I just wanted to show what I learned, and all I cared about was this one kick, and I didn't care about winning, I just wanted to execute that.
But what gives you that drive to want to be the best at such a young age? Is it the fact that you didn't have a lot of close friends? Like,
No, I think the drive is that honestly, the fire that you feel is just something that you can only feel yourself. You can only create this yourself. It's this internal burning desire, right?
I could feel that. I could feel that.
Right? It's not an influence over it. It's just something that you know that you've manifested in your mind. You're like, I want that,
That's what I want.
right?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel, right?
Right.
It's you know, any kind of entrepreneur, anyone who's like optimistic, visionary, understands that feeling very well.
Right.
And fighters feel that feeling because they're like, you know what? I visualize this. I want to do that.
Visualization is a key
Yeah,
part in terms of like
manifestation,
building
yeah.
your thing. Again, when you walk into the gym, you know, typically when you walk in, what's going on in your mind as you step in foot to either train somebody or just do your own thing?
For sure. So now, as kind of a seasoned coach now, you know, I've went through all my trials and tribulations as a fighter, as a student, as a coach now. The mindset that I have coming through is when I look through each student, right, and whoever has either dedicated time with me or if I have a group class, is that what am I going to leave them with today, right? And it's funny because to me, all this stuff, I know it already, right? Like I've done this, right?
Right.
And to me, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but learning something so simple, maybe it's not actually really life-changing for somebody else, right? So because it's just, they've never, and I forget sometimes that like, oh, you've never done this before,
Simple
right?
for you is not simple for everybody else. Right.
And it's funny because like, I'll say, you know, hit the bag, right? They're like, oh, coach, it hurts, right? I'm like, right, because you've never developed it, right? It's,
you don't have the muscles and like.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes I forget how long it took me to get to that point.
How long did it take you?
Years. Yeah, it's like 20 years, man. It's been a long
This is accumulation of work.
Yeah.
It's crazy you say that because I feel like we live in a society where we're so injected with instant gratification
Yes.
that nobody really makes sense of what it takes to develop a process anymore, right?
Yes.
Like going from that beginner level
Yes.
to, you know, semi-pro.
You know, it's crazy how like we have a lot of these fitness fads and everyone's like, oh, get fit in 3 months, sign up with this coach, da 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 da, right? And it's like, if you spent most of your life working and your body is at this state, what makes you think that you're gonna get it all done in 3 months?
Automatically just
Right?
flip a switch.
And so what happens is that some people come to martial arts thinking that it's an easier way to get fit.
Right.
Right? So because they don't like going to the gym.
Right.
I find this is more active. And then they find out, holy
Oh,
shit,
it's way
this is
worse.
work, right? But what's great is that those who persevere and those who overcome these challenges and they're open to learning, what happens is that something clicks with them and they're like, okay, I found this outlet, and now they know the caliber, the amount of effort it takes to be at this, and then they know there's more levels, right?
Right.
And so once they understand that, then they start building better habits.
Right.
Then they start, you know, talking to, and they do all these things where it's like, okay, now they glow up, they, you know,
Right.
it changes, right?
Right.
And you can see that in people where they're
Right.
like, okay, like he's locked in, she's locked in.
Right.
Right?
It's something that you can see
Exactly.
progressing.
But there are some people who they give up and they and 99% of the time, it's not anything physical, it's mental.
Mental, right. I think that's a really good point. And I think you mentioned about humility, like humility in this type of environment.
Yes.
When somebody looks at this environment, there's a lot of adrenaline, there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of pent up anger,
Yes.
joy, whatever emotions you might have
Yes.
within. Why do you take the angle of humility when it comes to this discipline?
Well, you know, a lot of people confuse pride and ego. And so in here, when you're prideful, we have the sense of like, okay, I'm here, I represent myself, I'm prideful in the gym that I represent, I know what I stand for. But when you have an ego, there's a chip on your shoulder, you have something to prove, right? When you have that mindset, you can't think clearly. When you step into a martial arts gym, and especially when you're up against someone who is very experienced, very calm, and you'll notice most fighters, right?
Get calm.
Exactly. And so when you go with the route of humility, like you never know. Everyone here, like there's always going to be someone better than you, right? And so what we teach with everyone is the sense of emotional control. And when you learn humility and you learn emotional control, because the things that I give you, the things that I teach you in class here, right? These are tools, right? Because it's not meant to hurt anyone. In the real sense, in the real world, these are tools that you are there to help somebody else, right? You know that you protect yourself, protect your family, and of course, be a good citizen and possibly help somebody else,
Right.
right?
Where does the balance come in between some people who learn it to protect themselves and just like have that overall discipline for myself preservation. Whereas there's people who might come in to say, I want to learn this because I want to go mess this person up.
So it's a good question, right? And usually people who come in here with an agenda, you know, I see it right away. And those guys get humbled first. Because you could see it, the way that they train. There's aggression, right? And there's this a little bit sense of bullying, right? So because they might pair up with somebody who's lesser than them.
Yeah. How do you spot that?
Oh, you can see it with an experience, right?
Right.
And I see it right away, and I can see that this younger person or this person who's not as skilled, they're really, really trying. And there's nothing more frustrating than someone who's obviously just beating on you and you're not learning anything, right?
Right,
It doesn't help.
There's
That
no
doesn't-
feedback
Yeah,
loop.
there's no feedback. It doesn't
Right,
help, right?
right.
And so as a coach, you look at these things, you're like, okay, clearly that's not, like as I just said earlier, if you're new, you guys don't know what you're doing, it's not going to help, right? How can I teach you and you can't even
You
teach
can't.
me?
Right.
And so, again, this is where the part of being humble comes in, right? You look at my students, they know what to do, right? And they know my expectations, and they know that when it's their time, they know that they can train with it. Because what happens is that once everyone, right, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and once everyone gets to par, gets to level, now they can all just train with each other. And that's the goal, right? Because now, rather than beating on this person, you stay there, you stay at this level, that's not helping you. And now you don't have this partner. But if I help you, if he helps you, and you get better, now I have a new training partner.
Right. And
And we're a team,
builds community too.
right?
Right.
That's right.
I'm gonna pause right here.
That's right.
I'm gonna do a solo shot for you. I'll ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Let me move the camera.
Does that make sense, guys? You gotta ask coach if you don't understand. Christian, Marcus, good job. Speak to them loudly. Speak with intention. Okay? You guys got it. I want you guys to learn how to do this.
Okay, so I'm switching the angle a little bit
Yeah.
just to focus on you more. Okay, perfect. So the next one that I'm gonna come with is I'll just edit it to make it like more seamless.
Sure.
So I think, what do you think people misunderstand the most about fighting?
What do I think people misunderstand the most about fighting?
Yeah.
People feel that it's barbaric and that we have no control and all we care about is bloodlust, right? When really, 99% of fighters out there, they're the most calmest people ever. They want peace. And a lot of people who train in these kind of sports, some of them are very introverted because they're looking for this outlet of just like, how can they expend their energy and focus on something, right? And there's something cathartic and just, it's very meditating when you train in such a sport because you're using all your kinetic energy and it takes everything physically and emotionally, you're letting out. That's why people love martial arts.
When you take away the gym, the gloves, the community, who are your core?
Who am I?
Right.
Whew. That's a deep question. We're going deep,
Then, man.
I think that's something where I'm constantly finding as I'm training. I always felt that I'm someone with a lot of love, and the way that I express that love is through teaching. Because the way that I visualize it, I've always wanted a bigger brother, and I always try to be that bigger brother to everyone when I teach and I train, right? So who am I? At the end of the day, I always feel like I want to be your bigger brother.
Are you close with your sister and your
Very,
dad?
yeah, my best friend, yeah.
Yeah. And what about your dad? Are you close with your dad?
Yes, yeah, like my parents, I grew up in a very solid family, right? My mom was definitely, reigning fist, but like my dad is definitely a huge influence in my life. My dad was always, he's a very loving person, very, very caring, right? But he was a tough man. He was very tough.
That some of that toughness translate to why you fight?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to hold my family name strong, and I guess that's why I like to fight. I come from a very big family. I always wanted to prove to not only at first I wanted to prove to them, and a lot of it is I want to prove to myself that like, hey, like our family is strong, and this, and I want to represent. I want to hold that.
Family is the most important thing
Yeah,
that we have.
family's everything.
It's everything. There's nothing else more important than family.
That's right.
When you think about fighting, do you think we become fighters because of the world we grow up in, or because it's innately in us?
It's a little bit of both, but it's innately inside you.
Why do you
right?
think so?
Well, like there's usually a fire in you. Like if you're a real fighter, it's something that you had this born desire to have, right? And your environment is what shapes you and helps you grow into that. Like, I lived in the ghetto of Winnipeg, man. Like it's North End, like it's rough out there. And I didn't realize how rough it was until I moved out of my city, right? Like no shade to Vancouver, but I mean like where I grew up, it was pretty rough, right? And that was just the way it was, right? Like my parents weren't rich or anything, right? And but yeah, like having a tough exterior, like it was important. Like you definitely couldn't, like you really had to like hold your ground. You didn't want to be pushed around, like it's because like out there you can't be caught wearing chains, right? Like that's heat. Like colors, right? Like it's crazy. I mean, today's a little bit different, right? But I mean, back then it was rough, man. You look somebody the wrong way, like anything can happen, right?
How do you transition from that type of lifestyle to a lifestyle where you're welcoming and accommodating to everyone?
I think so because of just the experience and everything that I went through. It was all about building a community. And when you build a community, you're able to share these experiences and help others and just let them know what's the wiser and help them be more situationally aware, right? And I feel like doing that service it's good. It's good for everyone.
Gonna switch back to an
There's
angle.
some fire content for you.
Yes, sir, Ski. We out here eating for real.
It's good. Mike's good.
Mike's blessed.
My leg's dead.
Oh, you can stretch out a little bit. This one is gonna go. It's gonna go
deep.
Yeah.
Damn. Going deep shit today. Yeah, you interviewed Jade, right?
Yeah, I just did Jade the other day. What? Am I tripping?
Say that. BTS.
BTS for real. I need that. So I think a lot of us, when it comes to mindfulness, we equate mindfulness with the internal, like what's in the head, and just being present and aware. When you think about the fights that you've ensued in life, which ones have been more tougher, the physical ones or the internal fights?
Internal for sure.
Talk to me about some of the internal things that
have
impacted Edwin to the person you are today.
I mean, like, there's a lot to go over. I think all of us go through whatever demons that we have. And when I prepare for a fight, a physical fight, there's steps to it. I have a support system, I have a coach, and really the ultimate thing that I'm facing is not the opponent, it's myself. And the number one thing is getting over nerves. Because once you're in there, adrenaline happens, right? You're high on adrenaline, you don't really feel the hits, and hopefully your skill set takes over and you win. But the real struggles in life, whether it's, the broken relationships you have with family, or, like if you're in debt, or like there's a lot of challenges that people have, right? And that is very heavy on someone's psyche. Right? Because then, already if you're a person who, you don't really have good self-confidence or you have ADHD, it just adds on to the depression and the stress that adds on, right? And if you don't get help, I mean, I talk about mental health a lot and it's huge, right? And that's why the outlet of martial arts helps so much to help you release all that.
Release the energy.
And hopefully put you on the right track. So about myself particularly, man, I've had a few challenges.
Let's talk about this, one of those moments that shifted your trajectory.
For sure.
In terms of life.
So life comes in highs and lows. And I've always said that you gotta learn how to hold the line. Sometimes life is great, and sometimes life is just really, really shitty. At one point, I was at the high point of my life, had a great career. I just got married. Just got my new place. I moved to a new city. Life is great.
So you moved from Winnipeg to Vancouver?
Yes, that's right. And then...
How long ago was this?
It was 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
So at this is where you feel like you're at the pinnacle.
Yeah.
In terms of like just irony. The place is called Pinnacle.
That's right.
That's crazy.
But then a lot of things can just turn around so quick.
Were you happy at that time?
Very.
When you say you were like at this level, at a high level, were you happy internally, or were you happy from the standpoint that you were making others proud?
That's a good question. I was happy internally.
Okay.
Right? So because a lot of the things that I wanted to do, I was hitting all these goals. But then also, what I learned was that when shit did hit the fan, you really learn who's really there for you and who isn't. COVID happened. We couldn't leave our houses. I lost my job. I get divorced. I get COVID myself. I was in the hospital for like 2 months, intubated in a coma, right? Like
the flu got you.
Yeah, dude. There's a poster of me in New West at Royal Columbian. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a whole
shoot.
thing. You can watch one of my reels on them. But anyway, my dad had a triple bypass. He had a heart attack.
All at once?
All this stuff.
Like in the same time frame?
This time frame, yeah. Actually, before that, like during COVID, I consider my little brother, but he was my neighbor. Kind of grew up together, right? And he died of a heart failure as well. He was so young. He was only 21, and that really like hit a lot. And so, not to throw shade at my ex-partner and whatnot. I wish the best for her. It's when you're looking for the support that you thought you needed with a partner and whatnot. We don't need to get into relationships, but more so, at the end of the day, what I've learned is that if you don't have yourself, who's got you? And so that started my now 4-year journey, 3 years now of learning independence, love.
Before we get to that
Yeah.
journey, because we talk a lot about processes.
For sure.
In that moment, what are you thinking? What's going through your mind in that moment when you're facing this challenge after challenge after challenge, where your identity is stripped away?
Oh man.
Your person goes away.
There was at a point where I was rock bottom and I hated myself. I just wasn't going to the gym. I got really fat. It was very depressing. And there comes to a point where, and if it's in you, there comes a point where a lot of fighters are like this, that you're just tired of being tired. You're tired of having the same conversation with people. You're tired of talking about the same situation. And
Right.
you can God bless everyone who's there and listen to the exact same story 50 times, right? So because it's in your head.
Shout out to the ones who give you
The
that.
real ones.
Yeah.
The real ones, right? But, all that helps. But I mean, the thought at the time was very dark and it sucks, right? But if you don't learn to open a little and forgive yourself a little, it's going to be very, very difficult to get back up.
I know. Who are some of the people who come up to you in this moment to help you get out of this funk that you're in?
Obviously, my direct family,
Right.
my sister for
At
sure,
the
my
end of
best
the day,
friend.
it's only
My day ones,
Listen,
right?
shout out to family.
I'm telling you, for most, no woman will love you more than your mother. Some may disagree with me on that, but
Controversial. But it's facts, though.
it is.
It
yes.
is facts.
But yeah, I mean, like,
Your family's there.
family's
for you.
there. I had a lot of my close friends, my coaches.
Oh, you were still fighting at the time.
I mean, I definitely fought at times where I definitely shouldn't have,
Right.
but I was so emotional. I was in a state where I was just like, I needed to feel something. And I fought a hell of a fight. I won some, I lost some. And then I stopped fighting because I was angry. I started fighting because I love it.
So when that switch happens, is that when you start transitioning to this journey that you're
course.
currently on?
Of course.
So what are some of the first things and steps that you took to get out of that funk and be a better man and be a better brother?
A lot of it was self-discipline and having an honest conversation with yourself, talking to the man in the mirror, right? And of course, renewing my relationship with God. For me, when I put him in the center, everything comes all together, right? And once I've started finding that strength and seeing more things and that I've manifested it just day by day, 1%, things get better and better and better.
Did you
and
grow
better.
up Christian?
I'm Catholic, but I mean, like I've dabbled in Christian churches as well, right?
So right now, where are you at mentally?
Edwin today, after 3 years of therapy, 10 plus fights and just like love with new friends, love my family. I'm a new man and I am top of the world. I love what I do every day. And, world's your oyster, man. This is what we do.
I love it. Feel
And
the energy shift.
For me, I'm a very simple guy, man. I mean, like, look, I'm here in this gym every single day. We hit and talk to any of our coaches here. We say the same thing. We do this every day and we never get tired of it.
That's when you know
Because it's more than just a sport to us. Like, this is love.
This is love.
Yes, it is.
So the sense of community that you get from here,
Yeah.
what do you think that reinforces in your psyche as a human being?
Well, I mean, like, you get what you put in, right? And so, it's one thing to have all these techniques and whatnot, but this is why we have an academy to share this passion with others. Just last week, Coach Gabe and I were at David Thompson High, and we spoke to the boys club. A lot of them are a little troubled youngins, right? And we got to speak some discipline and motivation. And a lot of those boys come to this gym too. And, I'm glad that we're this new outlet of where some of these guys now, at first they started as troubled beings, and now they're on the fight team.
That's amazing.
right?
Doing a 360 on their lives.
I love it. I love seeing it, right? And like, I've taken a few boys where they were just like, this is all I want to do. This is all I want to focus on. And then at first it starts out with just exhibitions. And now they're doing full on fights. And now look, now Marcus, my student, he's coaching.
Hey, he was one of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Life is crazy.
Marcus, how you doing? Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Good job.
So when you think about those underprivileged kids that walk in here a little bit troubled, what does that do for you in terms of how you process community?
So community is everything, man, right? You have to include everyone. We're all inclusive here, right? If you're just picking the best of the best, I mean, that's not who we are. That's not who we represent. We are part of this community. We are part of this city, right? And if we're going to truly be the best, we want to include everyone. We want to show that here's our skill sets, here's who we are, and you want to be part of our family, right? And then you're part of the best.
I love that, just an inclusive nature. Give everybody a
Yeah.
big hug.
Yeah.
The
Everyone.
Big brother vibe you were talking
That's right.
about.
I mean, every single one of these guys here, they came in here because they either, saw something in themselves or they saw one of our fighters or one of our coaches and they're like, I want that. Right? I like that. I want that. But everyone, not even just the boys. The boys are a good example, but everyone comes from different walks of life. Some adults, some moms come in here because, they want to get fit again. They want to be strong or they want to just learn new self-defense because they're scared of something, whatever it is. And then at first they're coming here with one sense of agenda and then they turn into, you know what? I love this sport.
I love yeah. Yeah, it's crazy you said that because that's what happened with me when I took my first boxing class.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is different from the gym.
Right?
And
the pace, everything.
Like, bro, you guys are really fit.
Yeah.
And then you get into it, it's like, I don't want to stop.
It's funny as people say, like, oh, I don't want to do boxing. I don't want to get hit. Yeah, but if you're going to be in a fight, you're going to get hit anyway.
At some point.
I think there was an interview with Jordan Peterson who says it the best. The one gentleman was like, oh, to fight means that I'm going to be dangerous. I want to be threatening. And Jordan Peterson says that, no, but you should be capable of it. Otherwise, there's no virtue to you.
Facts.
Right? Just because you can't fight doesn't mean like you're good. You can be. It takes strength to be good.
100%.
Right? Otherwise, you're just weak. There's nothing to you.
You can't do much.
Right? The fact that this man has the ability to destroy you, but he chooses not to, that is strength. Yes.
Yeah, respect, all that. I think one interesting thing about you is how you transitioned into your own business.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you've encountered from working corporate to starting afresh? There's a lot of new beginnings once COVID ended. What have you learned about business?
Number one, yes, you got freedom, but if you ain't hustling, ain't nothing gonna pay the bill. Yeah, you ain't eating. That's right. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of time management. I learned a lot about customer service, right? And I learned a lot about value. Right. And there's definitely, when I first started, I wasn't charging enough for my time, etc. And now today I have it down in a system where it's respectable because now I choose my clients because sometimes, you want to test drive the car before you buy it, right? And sometimes there's some people I just don't mesh with, right? And I feel that, you know what, they might be better fit with this coach, right? I'm a little bit more of a tough love kind of coach. I don't bullshit. I'm here, we're gonna go at it, we're gonna do it. I show you the curriculum. And some men and women, they're down with that. They love it and they do that. They want to be guided, held by the hand a little bit. And sometimes I help them. It depends on my relationship with them.
What's the criteria for differentiating somebody who needs tough love and somebody who needs a little soft
it all depends on the conversation. Because some people, they come to me like, hey, you know what, man? I just want to work out twice a week. Let me work out, right? Cool. And then there's some people who are just like, I want to be the best fighter ever. Cool, right?
Let's lock in,
right? As long as we develop a relationship, because communication is most important to me. Right? And now that I've done it about 5 years now with my clients, my students, they don't leave me.
They love what they work with.
And and I don't want to leave them either.
Right.
And so because now it's set, we do this thing and one day to be forever.
Right.
There's this sense of we have this relationship where it's okay, sure, I was training Daniel at one point, but now I'm training his kids, right? And so because we want to pass that legacy and we want to share the same passion. And that's how you build community, right?
That's really how you build community. Impact, especially when it's impact-based. You mentioned about just meeting with different people. Is there any particular relationship that you've built that significantly shaped who you are and how you think?
Ooh. Yeah. There's a few, right?
Talk to me about it.
Well, there's both good and bad. There are some students who just disappeared, right? And there are some students where there was just zero respect, right? You know, we train and right away they would kind of go on their phone or they would just kind of leave or whatever, or there was just no synergy, right? So that definitely shaped my way of like how I teach and how I structure my one-on-ones and training. For example, my young guys, when I take them from inception and they tell me, hey, I want to fight, I take them through a camp and I test them and I want to put them through the ringer and see what they're made of, right?
Right.
And at that point, like, yeah, I could charge X amount or whatever. With these, I don't even charge anything. I just want to know, like, are you, like, how down are you? How serious are you? Right? And you can see it in their work ethic. And
Everybody talk a good talk
Yeah.
until it's time to put in work. I think another thing that's important in this type of community is mentorship.
yes.
Right? Have you had any mentors that shaped you as a person
Yes.
and what your impact is around the people that you meet
Yes.
on a day to day?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about mentorship.
Yeah,
and what it means to
mentorship
you.
is super crucial, super important. I've had mentors on extents from training to, you know, how to be a man, right? And what it means to be accountable, right? So, for example, here I have my coach Dennis, my coach Tristan, right? And these guys are UFC veterans, and they've reminded me of how much work it takes to be at that caliber of being a UFC.
How much work does it take?
Copious amounts of work. Like it's insane. Like you need to be beyond, right?
Is it obsession?
Yeah, beyond, right? And some people call you obsessed, but
That's what it
that's
takes.
that's what your life is, right? It's that Mamba mentality. And like one of my favorite books was Relentless, Tim Grover, and it's just talking about what it means to be a closer and how Kobe, if you ever watched the Redeem Team, and how all those guys in the ball team were Team USA they were partying, and then once they came home to the hotel, and
Kobe was putting up shots.
exactly, like, he was in the gym, and everyone was like, "Oh,
What the hell?
exactly it, right?" And then on the other extents of just like keeping me humble, understanding what kind of man I want to be, what kind of coach I want to be. I had good therapists and friends. One of my close buddies, I won't name him here, but like,
Right.
he's been there for me to understand, like, hey, like, if this is a life that you want to build, like, remind, like, this is the man that you need to be, right? And what are you doing every day to get towards that?
Talk to me through some of the daily habits that you're doing to become that man, and
Yes.
how do you integrate the man that is coach and the man that is just a regular
Exactly.
guy who's
So
trying to live life?
for me, I wake up with my affirmations, and I'm thankful. I thank God. You know, I take my dog out for a walk and show him love. I think walking is a form of meditation, super important. We're lucky here in Vancouver, we have great weather, so we can walk. I do that for about 20, 25 minutes. And then, you know, everything is done through, again, you have to be organized.
Matic.
Yes, right.
Right.
I live through my Google Calendar. Like now as an adult, if it's not in my calendar,
We ain't doing it.
Yeah, we ain't meeting. Like, what are you talking about?
you both.
You know, I give you the email. You know what I mean? It's in the email. Has to be in the email. I mean,
We was talking through email.
and it's super important because, like, not only that, it shows responsibility and it gives respect. We respect each other enough that we set a date. You are a man of your word, and you can track back to it. And so I learned a lot of accountability, keeping myself accountable, because if you love and respect yourself enough, you're gonna do these things. And then as I do these things, I can share that with
Right.
everyone else here.
You show up as your best self, they get a better coaching experience.
I mean,
Right.
if you want to be that coach, you want to be that person, be about it, right?
Be about it.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Like, I'm learning a lot from you, bro. Just understanding what it takes to just be a
The gym is open, my friend. You're here. You're gonna box after this one.
Not today. I'll be back though. In terms of next steps, what are you looking for in your life as you own your own gig and as you
Yeah.
develop more relationships in the community?
Yeah.
What are some of your aspirations coming forward?
Aspirations moving forward, not only in the the fighting community. I'd love to have my own brick and mortar gym one day, right? I'm very happy being here, and I'll be here for as long as I need to be,
Right.
right? It's all love, but every fighter dreams to have their own gym. And outside of that, I love being in the, kind of the event space. I love building community. So, I'm thinking about other events in Vancouver. We have a lot of single mixers, things like that, and just like building community through fun communal things. I'm really doubling down and diving deep into who I really am as a person. And I am extroverted. I am a people person, right? And I love being in these events, right? And so why not dive into that and meet people, network?
That's an interesting take though, because like the energy that you have in community building here is very different from nightlife. And
Very different.
how do you find the balance?
You tie it together.
How, Sway?
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, how many people who like, they see me in nightlife and they're like, hey, you're the coach. And I'm like, yeah, come through, right? And it's just,
you
'Cause,
found
like-
a way to bridge.
yeah, well, I mean, like, the thing is that, like, at the end of the day, we want to build community, want to meet people, want to meet good people, because you never know who you meet,
100%.
right? You never know who you meet.
100%.
And I do a lot of things for free, right? But then also, like, everything that I've done for free has given me back tenfold.
Right.
You know what I mean, right?
It's energy.
The more that you give, the more that you get back.
It's
It's
energy.
crazy.
I love that, bro. I think we live in a world where we're so embedded in like
Yeah.
me. The dopest people I meet are people who have the ability to open themselves up to other people
Yes.
and just give without expecting anything back.
Amen.
And it goes to even love and relationships. When you're in those dynamics to give, it
Yeah.
becomes a bit more easier to connect
Yeah.
rather than somebody who's there for selfish reasons. So at the end of the day, I definitely see the bridging, because me, nightlife, it has a lot of dark energy from my own perspective, but maybe it's because also at the time or whatever I was going through in life was just different.
Yeah.
Because it varies. with people.
It can't, I mean, anything like can be turned into a dark road, but I mean, there's also light, right? And so as long as you see the difference and you know what you want to do with it,
Right.
It just takes effort.
So if we look back at Coach's journey,
Yes.
one word that comes to mind when you think about your journey, it all boils down to what?
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Why did you think of perseverance?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
When you look back at your life, you feel like if you gave up, you wouldn't be here. Simple as that.
Like, how many times I should have died, right? How many times I could have gave up. But do you really want that? You don't. There's a lot of life to live, a lot of love to give.
Any last quote? Something that you live by?
Ooh, there's a lot of quotes. So this one comes from, it's not really a quote, but the latest book that I read was Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And the devil likes to feed off those who are in comfort or who are blinded simply because they don't see, right? If you are distracted by your own lust and just things that are keeping you inconsistent, right? The devil wants to distract you. And he calls those drifters. So don't be a drifter.
Don't be a drifter.
That's right. So the whole point to outwit the devil is for you to persevere and focus on what your true self is, right? That's focusing on your true purpose, your true meaning. And that is having faith in God, having love for yourself, keeping yourself accountable, all such.
I love how you tied the episode together, my boy. You literally did a summary with the last quote. Where can we find you on socials?
On my social media, you can find me at Strike, Move, Lift.
Strike, move, lift. Strike, move.
That's what's up.
Hey, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Ron.